Hey everybody, and welcome back to Let's Play Queenswitch 2. So, we are just north of Malachite Keep, and the Malachite Pass, I guess, and we are going to visit Etsy, mostly to pick up quests, but also, I suppose, to meet whoever is in charge around here. I mean, obviously no Havenite governor, there's only one per province, and they're always in the southernmost town, but I guess there must be some sort of local chief or whatever, and I'm sure we have to actually talk to them to satisfy the requirement for the main quest of having, I guess, seen all of the province for the purposes of being allowed to report or to, well, make an official decision as to what is to happen with the governor. Even though obviously we already know all that we need to know. Well, who knows? I might learn something that changes my mind, but it seems unlikely. Either way, there is, some official talk, some quest picking up, and whatnot. However, before we make our way there, because apparently I really forced myself to head straight to the fort last time, the one time I was here before, and I did not even look at the city. However, we are going to take our time and look around just a little bit more. At least, on the short way between the pass and the city, to fill in these blanks. Well, this one blank, I guess. What do we have here? You find a cache of supplies put here by the raiders of the Lodaga. The weapons and food are in high quality, so you don't bother to loot them. You do find a pouch of crystals and a bundle of scrolls, perhaps looted from a traveling Erud. You liberate them. Okay. Relevant lore. Even more. How much of that do we have? Should be a decent amount. Actually, only 5. Yeah, we did buy one recently for not that much money, so even if that one turns out to be more than we ever need, obviously not a big loss. Okay, it's just some random, I don't know, raiders, I guess. Let's just assume that they are. Not that it really matters. They are attacking us after all, so no matter who they are, they deserve to die. I guess I'm gonna aim like this so we actually hit the warrior. Okay. Oh. Somehow, recently, enemies have really liked pulling Pat into melee. Not really sure what's up with that. Heal her. No battle medic. That's okay though. Yeah, sure, we can do this and kill those 4, or not. Okay, that guy was not as close to death as I thought. Okay, oh, she was stunned and keeps taking some more damage. And we get a cleave. Okay, scorpion summoned for good measure. We cannot stand there, huh? That's unfortunate. We can't stand here, though. And assist our mage a little bit. I guess I'm gonna heal her again. Did I heal her before? Yeah, I did. Well, you can step forward. Not that it really matters. I guess I'm gonna attack this one and hope for a cleave. No cleave. Oh well. Okay. She finally avoided some damage here. Step away. Okay. Hasting the scorpion. Interesting choice, considering it's clearly the weakest of their units on the field right now. But, I guess I'm gonna cure, because it's just gonna continue dealing more damage. Okay, do a heavy blow. This guy actually needs to die. War Sage, yeah, of course. I hadn't even really... He was so far north, I was so focused on these enemies in the melee here. But yeah, obviously there was a spellcaster, and those need to go first, typically. Oh well, it's all good. I'm gonna heal you up just in case we have any more combat. I mean, we shouldn't really... Well, that being said... Nope, there's nothing else here. And there's not really a whole lot of area between here and the city, but, well... Okay, well, is it there? Yeah, that must be it. I'm guessing that all these people wandering the streets, or the roads rather, this close to the town are not going to be hostile. I mean, I don't know. We're in pretty decent shape. Yeah, actually we are really in really decent shape. I don't know why I was thinking that I should make use of that fact and before entering the town, but we don't actually automatically rest as we enter one of the road towns, only our forts. So this is actually not a problem. So, right, of course. Official introduction. You enter Etsy, the northern city of the Lodaga. It is an old settlement. The massive stone buildings of the Dagans are on display, but the centuries of sun and sand have left them looking worn. The ruins of Etsy's once proud walls ring the city. It is a poor town, far from the affluence of the coast. The men in the streets are quiet and anxious. Eyes peer at you from windows as you pass. You have traveled enough to recognize this particular sort of fear. They sense that trouble is coming and they're getting ready. Okay, but they're not necessarily, like, afraid that I personally bring the trouble. Only that my presence perhaps is indicative of the trouble to come. Can we go through here? Nope. Can go around, I guess. Alright, fair enough. What is this? This is the city hall. You know what? Why delay the inevitable? Obviously we were going to go in here. Master Orichalcum, okay. I guess the master is just the title of the mayor around here. The master of Etsy is a grim, middle-aged man sitting upright on this throne. He sits like a statue, only his eyes move as you approach. When he speaks, his voice is deep, slow, and utterly lacking warmth. Envoy of Haven, I am Orichalcum, chosen master of Etsy. While you are here, I will guide you and give you your due. He sits like a statue, waiting for a response. Let's be friendly, even if this guy is not being particularly friendly, but, you know, I guess he doesn't really have a reason to. I am Prince Atantuo of Haven. Greetings to you. The master nods slightly. This was the proper response, was it? I mean, I don't know if what the proper response to his kind of, you know, that really kind of cold reception was, but, well, apparently it was that. Let us carry out our business. We will help you complete your work, then you can depart. Right. You're eager for me to go. I am the Lodaga's man of stone. It is a time of war. This is a bad time for Haven to be here. I will give you your due, and no more. You wait for him to elaborate. He doesn't. He stares at you, waiting for your next request. Well, I haven't actually made one yet, but okay. The man of stone, you say. That seems like some sort of special term that I would like to inquire about, but I guess not. You are the master here. That is my role. I serve my Rasa, and I am his will here in Etsy and the Northern Daga. What does a master do? Other vassals have their own words for it. Mayor, lord, chief. I am Rasa Lawita's eyes and ears, and when need be, his fist. How did you become master? I was chosen by a Rasa. A Rasa? Not the Rasa? I have served here 20 years. I was master when Rasa Lawita was chosen. He honored me by keeping me in this post. Okay. So he could have technically replaced you. Tell me about Rasa Lawita. He is worthy of the role. He is capable of kindness and diplomacy when it is needed. He draws blood without hesitation when that is needed. He is full row. Yes? You should talk to Rasa Lawita. Well, I have. If you feel trapped with Governor Otto in charge, he may have a solution. Yes, indeed. And I have not found any other alternative solution other than replacing, or I suppose suggesting to have Otto replaced with Lawita, which seems like a really, well, daring choice, and certainly not what anyone in Haven expects me to do. But if the game does not present me any other alternatives, then, well, I suppose obviously I'm gonna have to go with that. And, well, I guess we'll see. Maybe there is some sort of Havenite official in town here. Like, you know, similar to this guy's role. Someone who extends the will of the local governor to the northern part of the region. But, yeah, well, we'll see. I have another question. So, I would like to learn about the Lodaga. You should have learned about it before now. I mean, I have. Yeah, well. Our blood is in your veins. We are a land of wealth, a land of principles and customs, though your folk find them odd. Well, they are. What is your wealth? Strength, discipline, and will. We are Ro. To us, those are our strengths. Outsiders see our stone and our ability to work it, though Haven forbids us from building the walls and fortresses that are our greatest strength. You have odd customs? This is a harsh land, barren and violent, prone to chaos. We keep our women under close guard to protect them from the harshness of our world. Yeah, well, that's, you might see it that way, but we've obviously met some women who think otherwise, at least, so not everyone agrees with the quality, the value of this system, I guess. But oh well, not our place to really do anything about that right now. Outsiders see us as backward and cruel for this. It is our way. I will not discuss it further. Yeah, fair enough. My father was from the Rokaj. I know. He was Consort Darmal. I met him when he returned to his homeland. He did his duty to the Rokaj. Master Orichalcum then surprises you by turning his head. He inspects you closely. Turning his head? Was he looking away before? What do you see? Your father was true Ro, strong and full of resolve. A proper consort for a queen. You are soft, coddled by Haven's wealth. You are half Ro by blood, but your spirit is not of our people. He looks away. Okay. That's, Honestly, that's pretty insolent. I mean, why would he say that? That's just... Is he trying to provoke me? Or is he just speaking his mind? Which I've been told repeatedly is not what Ro actually do. I guess this guy is just not trying to uphold, any kind of outward facade of well, I don't know. Accepting Haven's rule and their status as vassals. But then again, his true... What is it? True will? No. I should know. Whatever. Their hidden real thoughts. True thoughts? No, that's... What is it called? Anyway, might be even worse than that. I don't know. But yeah, either way, you know what? I find that a little bit... I think he's crossing a line. I didn't come here to be judged by you, Ro. He grants you another brief glance. Then the tiniest of nod. An appropriate response. Okay, good. I was kind of hoping that he would actually appreciate my... well, fighting back a little bit. But I wasn't really sure if the game would treat it that way. Perhaps there is a drop of our blood in you. Well, perhaps there is. Rosalawita petitioned me to fight the brigands. Yes. He probably knows about that, but... Then you should go south and speak with him. It is not my place to help you until I have the Rasa's permission. Wait, what? But I am here on his official request, right? Am I not? Do I need to talk to Lawita again? Surely not. I've talked to him a lot. Huh. Well, I guess I'm just gonna assume that I don't actually need to talk to anyone else, and all I need to do is actually just find those brigands and deal with them. I'm looking for a missing Havenite banner. I think it might be up here. You describe what you're looking for. You want an old banner? From the Great Uprising? An old scrap of cloth? Why? Such matters are important to us, as if you guys don't have symbols that don't have any practical value. Come on. The Rokash and Haven both have strong senses of honor. They are just different. We are a poor people, and we can't afford to care about trinkets and scraps of cloth. Yeah, right. Still, I have heard rumors. I know where your banner might be. Thanks. Why didn't you say so right away? Where should I look? The raiders want other Ro to come join them. They might be trying to use one of your symbols against you. Look for your piece of cloth and the towers of Fort Cariaris. Okay, thanks. Thanks for actually being helpful. Oops. And that fort would be... Wait, where actually? Oh, down here. Okay. Well, thanks. I guess, in his way, he was being helpful. And I suppose since he did respond approvingly to our, you know, fighting back against his rudeness, maybe he was really just trying to test us, to see how much of a row we actually were. Governors. Pretty sure we've read about them before. Is it the same book, though? Maybe not. The Geldnars are the assassins of the Rokaj. Like many of the vassal states of Haven, the Ro have a separate assassin class. The wealthy and influential are able to buy a specially tailored, bloody, permanent form of justice. Haven knows little about the Geldnars, and they have not tried hard to learn more. They are thought to have several secret citadels. Their killers quietly travel the world looking for work and learning of changes in what the Ro know and believe. It is rare for people of the Rokaj to contact the Geldnars personally. When one has a complaint, they let it be known publicly. Then the Geldnars may come to them. Though sometimes, when an angry Ro lets complaints be loudly known, this will lead to resolving the dispute before the Geldnars can become involved. As long as assassins don't trouble Havenites, Haven doesn't care about them. Haven is mainly concerned with having disputes in the vassal states quickly settled. It doesn't matter if a fight is settled fairly, as long as it is settled. Okay, pretty sure that was actually new. None of that seemed familiar. Okay, that's locked. Oh, Captain Sparl, hello. Wasn't really expecting to find anyone with a name up here. The second floor of the city hall contains a small, well-stocked prison. The law of the Lodaga is harsh, and exceptional offenders are brought here from all over the province to receive the proper level of justice. A burly, armed warrior of the Lodaga approaches you and gives a little nod. He has the grim, serious demeanor of the experienced executioner. Welcome, Prince. I'm Captain Sparl. I'm guided by the Master. You will be treated in a special way. Okay. I hope that's good. And Captain is a rank in the Haven army. He is no soldier and bears no insignia. You are a captain? He nods. Master Orichalcum honored me with the title. Captain is a position in the army of Haven. Yeah, it's also just a word used in a variety of different situations. I'm not sure why. It definitely would not have stood out to me, necessarily, but okay. Oh, we know. The role I serve for him is that of captain, so that is what he calls me. This is sort of against the rules, but this probably isn't the right issue to worry about right now. Yeah, that seems extremely minor. I mean, he's not, like, pretending to be part of the Haven army, as far as I can tell. Either way, what do you do as captain? Without law, the Rokaj is meaningless. Only wild clans slaughtering each other. Peace is kept because villains can be brought here to receive real justice. You give real justice? Yes. Firm, fair, delivered by me, who has no tie to any clan. Brutal, but not excessive. Haven would not understand. Well, some people would, I guess. Why wouldn't I understand? Most of Haven is wealthy and peaceful. The Lodaga is poor, harsh, and violent. Even in the best years, we are close to hunger. We must be hard here. The Master and I, we must be like stone, so that others may sleep. If you say so. I'm being treated in a special way? Yes. The Master is harsh, but he made it known. You are to be treated with kindness and respect, even when you haven't earned it. Which I would like to think I actually have at this point, but okay, sure. Why am I being treated so well? Your father was of the Lodaga, a true Ro. Though you were born in weaker lands, you have our blood. We must remember your weaknesses aren't your fault. Oh, thanks. Your father is owed a debt. Cool. Do you see me as one of the Ro? He stares at you quietly. Okay, why did I even ask? You owe a debt to my father. While he lived, Consort Darmal did all he could to help the Rokaj, the Lodaga especially. We honor his memory by honoring his offspring. This is why it was such an offense for Dagan raiders to try to kill you. It's also an offense because you are his prince, but you don't bring that up. Yeah. I was sent up here to hunt brigands. We know of Rasalawita's petition. Okay, so you do. The Master has ordered his troops to stand down so that Haven can show its strength and win back its honor in our eyes. Sparl is surprisingly frank for a Ro. Yeah, I mean, so was the Master, but then again, do we really know if that's what they actually think? What would you do about the raiders if you could? They should all die. Preferably a slow public execution. Yeah, I mean, they're probably gonna die, but I'm not sure if I can or want to execute them publicly, dragging them all from whatever ruin they're hiding into the city, nah, it just sounds like way too much work. However, they have retreated to positions where their defenses are strong. We could defeat them, but it would be slow and costly. What does Orichalcum have you doing? While we stand aside for you, we hunt. Many wild beasts and common rogues have emerged in the chaos. I find hunters and offer bounties. Ah, bounties, you say. Too late, Sproul realizes his error. Oh, yes, I forgot. Havenite royalty loves the hunt. I'm bound to be courteous. Yes, we offer a bounty. There is a pack of enormous scorpions bothering miners to the north. Gigantic. I'm looking for hunters to destroy them. Where exactly are these scorpions? We already have the quest, so I guess we couldn't even turn it down even if we wanted to. They are near what is called the Shattered Ruins, a huge jumble of blocks of stone. The creatures hunt the fields of rubble outside. Gigantic scorpions. Where do you think they came from? They're literally all over the place? He frowns. One who has escaped justice. A wild, angry woman. A witch. Oh, okay. A witch? Yes, a woman with uncontrolled power. She calls mighty beasts and sends them against Dargan justice. She hides in the oasis to the south, protected by Haven. You try to learn more, but he will not speak about her more. Probably a wise diplomatic choice. Interesting. Wait, so... What? Didn't he mention... He mentioned the... something ruins up north? Didn't he? But then he also spoke of the witch hiding in an oasis to the south, and we have the stinging oasis here, where we already have another quest. Huh. Okay. Hold on, though. Why do we not have a quest marker for that? For the desert scorpions? Did I misunderstand something? There's a swarm of enormous scorpions in the desert to the north. Oh, near a large ruin. Okay, so that's not actually... I see, that's just gonna be a world map quest. Can we talk to you? Mother... No. I guess not. Okay, yeah, also, as soon as I saw this locked door, I was wondering if we would get some sort of quest from the master, but, well, obviously now we have a quest from this guy, and I'm now expecting, of course, that he's gonna unlock that door for us once we help him. Which we will do soon. Townsperson, I did not pay attention to any named people wandering the streets, perhaps? Well, I don't see anyone quite yet. What is this place? Some sort of apothecary? Dargan Caster. Or just a local Hall of the Erudico. Oh, puzzle. A relatively complex one, it seems like. Wait. How is this supposed to work? Wait, how is this supposed to work? We have to connect all of these. Oh, wait. I'm dumb. I was looking at these things here and thinking they were just obstacles, but no. They're actually nodes that just allow lines to pass through them. Oh god, this is complex though. I guess I'll just go and see and try to adjust afterwards. I can take away, yeah, no problem. And you cannot actually like draw or anything. You have to place them one at a time. Okay. Surely this is blocking off too much. I don't know. Again, I'm just gonna go. Even if this does not feel right whatsoever. Yeah, no, this can't be right. Oh, I guess we could go like this. Then red could still be connected through here. And up here and there, maybe? But that would not leave any room for the green things. Unless, I mean, technically red should just be channeled through both of these, right? I guess we're gonna find out if that's how it works. And green could... Yeah, no. Now we have a problem. Because... Well, actually, though, do we? Hold on. If we remove these and go through like this, does that leave a path for purple? No, not really. Oh, God. I guess I could have blue go all the way around like this. Green could then... How could green get through... Oh, actually, wait. Could this work? Through here? And technically, purple can then go through here, through both of these and that? Okay, wow. This looks really messy, and I can only assume that there are multiple solutions to this, but okay. Whatever works. And that did... What now? I guess it unlocked something. Maybe this was locked before. We did get some experience just for solving it, though, so that's nice. Ooh. Oh, we're not allowed to take this except for the potion. Okay, well, I guess spellcasters get the potions first. Inventory is getting very full. Yep. Just not amazing, but it's what it is. Do I take these papers? It's really not worth anything. Duncaster. Is there someone worth talking to? Yes, Erod Mirwa. Oh, hello. Crush brutes. This Erod must be a remarkable wizard. He has a pair of huge brutish constructs lined up facing him. They obediently stand utterly still. When he drops his concentration to turn and face you, they don't react. Impressive. He says, I am Erod Mirwa. You are the Prince of Haven. I will answer questions. I will help. Those are the orders of Master Orichalcum. Okay. What do you do here? I serve the Lodaga. I am a war mage. When Mirwa talks, it is in short, clipped sentences. There is a pause between each one, as if assembling clumps of words in a constant struggle for him. Yeah, know the feeling. When I must, I fight. You came to fight as well. To fight the brigands. I did. You have seen the Lodaga. Life is a struggle here. I help with our defenses. How do you help with the town defenses? I create defenders, like the brutes. I fill our warriors with power. I scorch the land with fire. The standard things. Yes. What research do you do here? I study the raiders. A new threat, very strange. They are fast and dangerous. They command car beasts, very odd. Interesting brutes. Yes, made by me. Held stable and obedient. A skill of mine. Need to make defenders. Is Haven's fault. Haven's fault? We can't build proper city walls. Forbidden by Haven. So I make walls. Walls of muscle and claw. He nods towards the brutes. Okay. I mean, if it works. How can you provide help to me? I mean, I would, as always, rather ask what I can do for him, but, well... I study the raiders. You got a petition, yes? From the Rasa to destroy them. Yes, I'm here to hunt the raiders. They are strong foes, hiding in tunnels and ruins. Must besiege them. Very difficult. Would be easier if they did not have their strange power. What is their strange power? They command the car beasts. Such creatures are mindless, yet they obey the raiders. Fearless and fierce. His eyes gleam with greed. He wants this power for himself. I don't know if I want him to have this power, though. Trying to learn how they do it. Do you know? I don't know how they do it. I mean, I know a little bit. They have those devices. At least some of them do. I guess some actually control them just with their own power. Learn, then. Find isolated raiders who command car beasts. Question them. Learn the secret. Some raiders are isolated. They are in Fort Cariaris, south. The master can tell you more. Okay. Well, I was going to go there anyway. I guess we have another person to return to. Although, I don't know, this guy seems a little bit I don't know. A little bit suspicious. I don't know if I want to teach him the secret necessarily. But then again, well, it's probably nothing. It's probably not gonna have any bad consequences. Well, probably. Who knows? And I don't think I can return to the other guy. I think he might actually have been in Azam. Yeah, I'm pretty sure actually. If I find any more, any more information on the control of the car beasts, I guess I can try returning to this guy and telling him. But we already showed him the broken control rod. And, well, that seemed to be the end of that. Trader Tsuenami, not to be confused with the tsunami. This is less a workshop than a showroom, where merchants can arrange deliveries of caravans of fine darkened stone. Miners and traders constantly stop in to negotiate, bicker, and drink endless cups of tea. A lone man sits in the back of the hall. He is wealthy and in charge of the place, but everyone takes care not to get too close to him. He doesn't look like he has slept in weeks. So, dead, in other words. When you approach and he sees who you are, he orders a banquet of snacks set out for you. Oh, okay. I instantly like him a lot more. Welcome, honored traveler. I am Trader Tsuenami, and this is my hall of trade. Much of our great province's stone is brought and sold at my humble tables. What do you trade? Stone, duh. Yeah, stone, all grades, all sizes, mined from our quarries and properly dressed. All grades of stone? Impressive. We have as many words for stone as the Kranis has words for trees. Whether it is crude gravel for your clan's paths, or the finest marble blocks for a faraway palace, we can provide it. My forts could use stone. Yes. His eyes flick toward the door again. Dots of sweat appear on his forehead. Okay, that is a problem. The building stone your forts need is not available. No stone? Why? When the raiders began to attack, we had a run on medium quality fortification stone. Then I had a hard time getting anyone to deal with me. Okay. Tell me more? You're very nervous. Yeah, that's true. Okay, I guess we can follow up that way. But first, you seem to be quite prosperous. I have been. I arrange trades in ways that makes all parties feel safe and prosperous. Feel safe and prosperous, huh? My own claims are prosperous. We are even finding new stone in the downward daga. Okay. He smiles and slaps his belly. It is necessary to work hard and well if I am to make my wives content. Sorry, wives? Oh, did I say wives? I meant wife. My beloved wife. Must have been a mistake. Polygamy is illegal in all of Haven's vessels. Is that so? Maybe that's the real reason why they hide their women. Well, again, not really the time and place to do anything about that. You're very nervous. He thinks about this. I am. I don't want to trouble an honored guest, but some problems can't be ignored, even by a row. And we're really good at ignoring problems. Well, I'm interested in your problem, of course. Tsunami's end, really. Is it that bad? Well, I am a targeted man. I guess it is that bad. Someone paid the Geldnas to try to kill me. That is why I sit here alone. Except for those two people who are also here. Everyone wisely keeps a distance from me. As he talks, everyone in the hall quietly finds a good reason to retreat to the far end of the room. All right? Now I wait for death and fail to figure out what to do. How do you know that the Geldnas want to kill you? I used to have bodyguards. A lone assassin attacked us in the street. My guards chased him off. He dropped a Geldnas dagger as he fled, and we knew. Would a real Geldnas actually drop that dagger, though? That seems unprofessional. My guards all quit after that, of course. They didn't want to fight the Assassin's Guild. They wisely left me to my fate. Some bodyguards those are. Why does the Geldnas want to kill you? I don't know. That is the madness of it. If someone told me, I might be able to honorably surrender. Instead, I'm marked for death. Is there any advantage to me getting involved in this? He thinks about this. Stone! I can get you stone. Quality building stone. For your forts. If only you can help me. He quivers with fear. A surprising and pitiful display, but you can understand it. Yeah, unless this is all just an act, but, it seems like he's serious about this. What can I do about it? You can speak on my behalf. Haven is one of the few forces the Geldnars answer to. The place to go is the Worm's Teeth to the north. It is a secret place where the Geldnars gathers plans and takes jobs. If it's a secret, how do you know it? It is the sort of secret everyone knows. They just don't talk about it. Too dangerous. Well, unless, I guess, you're already marked for death. Okay, well, we have another reason to go up there now. In fact, okay, so if that's a Geldnar's place, but obviously the Harvester quest involves the Geldnars as well, but we weren't sent there to get the plans from them, right? We were sent there because Atantuo mentioned someone else, some other Erud, who we'd find there, or something? Well, I don't know. I'm gonna learn, or get reminded of the details once we actually get there. What is this place? Let's say architects, okay. Well, really only one architect. Builder Zmoray. This workshop looks more like a mage's laboratory. It is clean and quiet, and there are pens, ink, and piles of parchment everywhere. A closer look reveals that you have stumbled into a den of architects. A den of architects. That sounds more ominous than it should. An old, dignified man with ink-stained fingers approaches. He has the serious look of the Row, but his eyes are alert and full of intelligence. So very much unlike the Row, I guess. Welcome, welcome, my prince. I am Builder Alais Zmoray. Okay. My clan turns dreams into stone, and we have worked with Havenites many times. We do our best, despite our troubles. Tell me about the Zmoray clan. We are builders. We help take the mere through stone. Take the mere? The mere rough stone of the Lodaga. I just can't read today, I guess. And turn it into spires and halls. Our knowledge is the pride of the Rokaj. So you gather stone? He is shocked. No, make no mistake. We honor the art of the stonemasons. However, such stone is useless until it is made into buildings. We elevate stone from dead lumps into living halls. Are there many architect clans? Few. We are old and honored families. The Zmoray have designed buildings for 2 centuries. Each clan has its own styles and its own secrets, carefully guarded. Are you related to my father's clan? I only wish. His eyes gleam with greed. Imagine what we could do with such connections. Well, those people I have met who claim to have some relation to me or my father's clan don't seem to be really doing all that well for it. But okay. What sort of things do you build? Any way to assemble stone, we do. From a lowly clan hall to a tower or cathedral. We work both in the Rokaj and other vassals. We are very versatile, though. Though in the Row, we can't make what we should be building most. I know, walls, but, okay, what do you want to be building most? Walls for cities, to protect us from raiders, thugs, and beasts. And Haven. It is what we should have, but Haven has chosen to forbid it because of crimes committed a century ago. Well, yes, it's just... It didn't sound particularly insolent. It's just a fact that I've heard multiple times. If I can, I will consider loosening Haven's control. Why are these the only choices here? This seems like an odd place. I mean, I suppose, okay, he's literally... I guess he's the first actual architect I met in person. So, and architects, I guess, are most directly involved in the building of walls. Or lack thereof. Still weird that I'm forced to make a choice, this kind of choice right here. I'm sure this affects something. The game does not make me choose between these kinds of options for no reason. Just came a bit out of nowhere. I mean, I don't want to say that he's being insolent just for saying that. He isn't demanding anything at all. But I don't know why I would just promise him something like this. I guess I can say it. Whether I do it is another matter, right? Sure. Builders of my Ray bows. It is more than your humble servant deserves, but I'm grateful. Yeah, okay, sure. You mentioned that you're having troubles, like literally everyone else. Oh, you noticed I said that. I did not mean to burden you. You doubt that. It is only we have lost one of our best sources for stone. It has made it much harder to do our work. Tell me more. Ah, the Shattered Ruin, okay. Near where those scorpions are supposed to hang out. There is a massive ruin to the north, centuries old, in a miserable, barren stretch of rocky desert. We get much of our best stone by dismantling its walls and roads. However, it has been infested, and my workers can't get in there to extract the stone. If you could help us, I would pay a bounty and find stone. What infests the ruin? Beasts of all sorts, scorpions and serpents, scuttling, misshaped creatures of all sorts. One day we see one, then 3. Now it is overrun, and we don't know why. So you just take the ruin apart for the stone? Yeah, that's not great. I guess they just don't value past things that don't have any practical value to them, except as building material in this case. Of course, it is good stone, clean, weathered, very nicely dressed, and just left sitting there in the desert. It was a very good claim to grab. Nobody else was using it. Fair enough, I guess. Okay. And, okay, that's literally right there. The Shattered City, even. Huh. Alright. Some random buildings. Oh, that is locked. Interesting. Certainly unexpected. I'd say Mercantile is up there, but this place isn't labeled, but obviously is some sort of shop? Maybe not. I guess technically it's just a weaver's workshop or whatever. Just not one I can actually buy from. Injustice, aha. There is someone outside. Raimon. There are 3 worn posts by the road leading into the city, where criminals can be tied up and left to suffer for their crimes. The sun is hot, and bowls of rotting fruit are helpfully provided to pelt the miscreants. One skinny, sunburned man watches as you pass. His arms are tied up over his head, and both his arms and chest bear multiple bruises. Please, please, help poor Raimon, victim of injustice. Throw some fruit at him. Wow. I guess when in the road, do as the road do, or something. But, yeah, I don't know about that. Hello seems a bit too casual, given the situation. What are you doing here? I mean, I wouldn't really wear it like that. I would ask why he's being, why he was tied up there. But okay. I'm sentenced to hang here, out in the sun every day, because of the cruelty of the folk here. Their hatred of outsiders. The cruelty of the Dagons? Hear my sad tale. I am a man of the Kranis, wandering from city to city to work small jobs and find my fortune. Yet the cruel upward Dagons? They fear and hate outsiders. They grabbed me and hung me up here as an example to other travelers. Surely you must have done something to deserve that. Yeah. Such salary does seem believable. I mean, okay, it kind of does, but I still don't believe it. Just because you're from another province, I am skeptical. Don't you know the Dagons are the greatest of raiders? All other provinces fear them. There is much distrust between the lands of the Rokaj. I am but an example. Oh, how I suffer. If only I could see the beautiful woods of my home before I die. How can I help? I was sentenced by Captain Sparl in the main hall. He gave me a fine for loitering. When I couldn't pay, he strung me up here. Please, noble visitor, go to that cruel man and ask him to free me. Well, I will go and have a talk with him. But if he convinces me that the punishment is actually just, at least just in the eyes of the Ro, I suppose, or of the Dagons specifically, then I'm afraid I'm probably not gonna interfere here. I will show mercy to you if I can. Well, if it seems appropriate, I guess. Sure. Thank you, wise noble. I am so grateful to have a little scrap of hope. It's not a quest, though. I can't help but notice. We'll see how that goes. Trader Haska. There's an old Dagon man behind the counter of the trading post. He nods grimly when you approach. The men sitting around the fire get very quiet, hoping to hear an interesting bit of conversation. We'll see. The merchant says, I'm Trader Haska. Supplies for travelers and merchants. Buying and selling. You're the half-row visitor, right? What do you need? Pretty casual. I mean, he knows we're the half-row visitor, but surely he also knows then we're the Prince of Haven and the official envoy. Anyway, hear any interesting gossip? Nope, none at all. I'd share news if I could. You very much doubt this is true. So much for interesting stories. I'm the child of Consort Darmal. The others in the room listen intently. Yes, I met him. Darmal. Haska nods. How did you meet my father? He came to Atsay on a few of his visits. He came here, you know. He came here, you know. I guess as opposed to us. He remembered to look after his people. Bought supplies for the road in my shop. Okay. Was anyone traveling with him? No. I know he brought his whole family to, he brought his whole family to the row long ago. One trip. Then he came alone after that. Then he died. And Haven was just in its own way. Okay. Haven was just in its own way? What did you think of him? I liked him. Noble fellow. Good warrior. His eyebrow twitches. This is not the whole truth. Did you really like him? He clears his throat. Of course. Haven is noble and just, so of course it would welcome one of us into the palace. He looked after his people. Lots of admirers around here for Darmal. You need anything? This is a very odd conversation. I'm not entirely sure what he's trying to imply here, or what the game is trying to imply. Sure, let's trade, I guess. I buy and sell to travelers and adventurers. Let me know what you need. I have heard good things about you, Haven. If you're interested, I also have some specials for valued customers. Okay. Well, show me your normal inventory first, I guess. Some deep metal. A bit on the expensive side. Surprisingly more expensive than the other resource we bought recently. But still probably worth it. Because we spent quite a bit of that recently. Great Axe, not so great. Dagger Tower Shield, the same as we found. Yeah, okay, so that's only an 8 and 4. So only very slightly better than our shield. I don't know why I had those other stats in mind last time. Row Iron Helm. Row Reaper. Extra physical damage and hit chance. But of course no extra abilities or slots, so no thanks. Row Warhelm? Huh, interesting. Wait, same price though? Tier 2 armor, 6 and 4, 7 and 3. This one also has some stun resist. Huh. Okay. But again, no slots, so no thanks. Specials though. More deep metal, same price. Kranus Warbow. We have the Kranus Bow. And you have the Kranus Longbow. But this is a tier 2 weapon. And it's only slightly better. Well, I guess it is a decent increase, isn't it? It's a 10% more damage. I wonder, this is kind of expensive. And we can't use it right now anyway. And I'm not sure how this compares to other bows that we're eventually going to be able to buy. Or maybe technically, that we maybe technically could buy right now. Either way, it's just a straight up slight damage increase over what we already have. And I'm not sure if and when I'm going to have the points available, or will be willing to invest those points, enough points, to allow him to equip tier 2 or possibly even tier 3 weapons. Not for now anyway. Scroll of Calling also not that interesting. I guess I will buy the other piece of deep metal as well. I have goods to sell, do I? No. Not really. Well, thanks I guess. No quest from this guy, just... yeah, some dialogue that I don't really know what to make of. But okay. There wasn't anything else, right? Darmal, father... no, okay. And up here we have the Great Inn of Atsay. Is it really that great? Guess we'll find out. Gan the Wanderer. Or Gan, whatever. Okay, the only person to talk to here, no innkeeper. The atmosphere in this inn is mostly quiet and tense. People huddle in tight groups and talk in low voices. This corner, however, is dominated by a tall, gaunt, boisterous man. He is a constant source of drinks and tales of adventure. When he sees you, he finishes his current tale and moves to join you. I know the look of another traveler, one who has faced danger and the unknown. Welcome, Haven. I am Gan the Wanderer, explorer of the Rokaj. Where are you from, fellow explorer? I was born in the High Letha, a good, strong boy of the Row. Couldn't stay up there, though. Not at all. Had to strike out into the world. What drove you out of the High Letha? My intolerance for boredom. The whole point of the High Letha is to never change, to be the measure the Row judges itself by. To live in stasis. Stasis? They guard the deep truth. That's the term I couldn't for the life of me remember earlier. I guard the deep truth of the Rokaj. And that can't ever be allowed to change. Not if you know what's good for you. So I left. Went out to look for adventure. I found it, believe me. Okay. Where have you explored? Everywhere the roads lead. The wilds around the Rokaj, the Kranis, and the Lodaga. I'm full of tales, as you can probably tell. Okay, tell me about the wilds. The Rokaj is separated from its neighbors by hundreds of miles of wilderness, full of rich lands and savage beasts. We're slowly expanding into it. Better that land goes to fierce warriors and not the sniveling Akaman or whoever. What did you find in the Kranis woods? Something nobody had ever seen before. A new grove. In a stand of trees I found a tiny bud, size of your head, that would grow into a new walking tree. Told the druids about it, of course. They were most grateful. Swore me to secrecy about its location. Okay. What have you found in the Lodaga? A lost valley, not far east of Etsy, full of lava and blasted ground. Well, I found that as well. Approached through a tiny pass. Would have seen more, but a drake was guarding the way. I will return one day. Okay, so that obviously exists. So I guess that hidden grove exists in the Kranis somewhere as well? Then again, we have seen a place where druids were actually performing a ritual around a small little sapling. So maybe that's what he was referring to? I'll listen to your tales. He tells you several stories. Mountains never seen by the eyes of man, narrow escapes from savage Kabors, treasures won and lost. Standard fare, a sliver of truth in a mountain of other stuff. Still, there's no denying that this man has gotten around. Okay. Where are you going to explore now? The last unexplored region of the Rokaj, the underworld, full of darkness, perils, and treasure. I long to descend. There is only one thing I need to know. What do you need to learn? How to enter it? Oh, well, we can't help with that. I've heard the rumors. There are 2 ways into the underworld, one in each half of the Lodaga. I need to find them. Ah, okay. He grins. You wander around, right? You're a hunter and explorer too, yes? If you can tell me where those 2 paths are, I'll give you some of the trinkets from my travels. I mean, I could tell you about one. Why? I'm not entirely sure why you would need the second one if you know of one. Although I suppose that the one that we do know about requires a toll paid to the dragon, right? Or something? I mean, we paid the toll by slaying the dragon's hostile offspring, I guess, and that's what we were granted passage for. Or that, yeah, for that we were granted passage to the underworld. But I suppose there are other ways to pay the dragon. Maybe the other passage doesn't actually require paying anything, and it's just more dangerous. Well, where should I look for these paths? Look for tunnels burrowed into the walls of the Lodaga. I believe in the eastern sort of direction, if the rumors are true. When you look out on the underworld, you'll have found the paths I seek. Right. Why don't you just ask the Lodagans? Because it's a secret. There's wealth down there. The Dagans who found the paths hide them so they can get the wealth for themselves. That's why I'm asking you. Ask the wrong person about these things and your throat gets slit. Ooh, okay. I guess I can believe that. I mean, I suppose technically I could enter the depths through the fire pits and explore, which I was going to do at some point anyway, and probably find the other way from down there, right? In reverse, basically. Then again, the game outright spoils the fact that the other entrance is in the Worm's Teeth, as I would have suspected anyway, because it just marks it on the map. So much for looking around and finding something hidden. I mean, sometimes things locations aren't marked, and you're required to actually look and, find those things by yourself. And then other times, the game just outright puts them on the map when it seems like it should be secret. I don't know. Obviously, as long as you're exploring everything, every location, you're gonna find everything. Nothing is ever really all that well hidden, ultimately. Okay, we want to go up here and talk to this captain again. And we'll see if we can, or ultimately even want to, do anything for that poor prisoner outside. I spoke to Ryman, the man in the stocks. Captain Spauld's lip curls in disgust. You should not waste your time with one such as him. He is a thief. He stole meat and a piece of jewelry. We caught him as he ran for the gate. Oh. See, if that is actually true, and I mean, why would they lie about that? Then he deserves some sort of punishment. He's not just being punished because you hate people from the Kranis. He is a rogue without honor. Of course he will tell you the lie that suits his purpose. Yeah, I suppose he would, to save his life. Can't really blame him either. Theft is a serious crime. I suppose it is. I mean, well, I'm gonna assume in their favor here that they're not just punishing him extra severely for being an outsider, and that treatment is just the standard punishment for theft, even if it were a local. But, well, we'll see, I guess. He's being punished so severely for theft? We are a poor land. We are always close to hunger. All must contribute. Theft is wrong. He's lucky we are allowing him to keep all of his body parts. Of course, he can be freed if someone pays his fine. It is 50 coins, but who would give up so much wealth to help such a creature avoid a needed lesson? So you're not actually killing him. I mean, this doesn't sound like they're actually gonna keep him tied up there and just let him starve to death, or, die from a heat stroke. Although I guess it's a possibility that they're accepting. But if this is not actually a death sentence and he's just being held there to teach him a lesson, then I guess I don't really see why I would interfere. You know what? I will not help him. If they were actually going to kill him for theft, well, I don't know about the jewelry part, but, stealing food, I guess, if you're desperate, if you're hungry, that seems defensible, at least. Either way, I will not help him. Let him take his punishment. It seems like a possibility, an opportunity to show some harshness, without being, overly cruel. A wise attitude, worthy of a child of the row. Yeah, I mean, they would appreciate it, and I guess it's kind of what I'm trying to work on right now. I do feel sorry for the guy, but if he did steal, he should have known better, right? You're a thief, you will pay for your crime. I guess I should finish this little quest, even if it's not actually treated as an official quest. Lies! Lies to justify punishing an innocent man! Your mockery only compounds this injustice. Yeah, well, I don't know. I have no reason to assume that the authorities would actually lie about this. Just keep him here out of cruelty. And on the other hand, a thief, or really any person being punished in this way, would obviously make up any kind of story just on the off chance that it might get him out of the situation, right? So, yeah, in this case, it definitely feel like I can't trust his words. So, anyway, that was Etsy. Yeah, okay, we got some quests, and yeah, that's basically it. A bunch of quests. Which of those are we gonna tackle first? I guess we're gonna look for those scorpions near the ruins, because that's almost certainly a quest to be done on the overworld. As you ascend into the upper reaches of the Lodaga, the land gradually becomes colder and more barren. You see the occasional tracks of scorpions and wolves, but only the fiercest Dagons try to scrape out a living up here. Yet there has been lots of movement up here. You occasionally stumble upon the tracks of raiders, heading south to cause havoc and fleeing north to recover and regroup. Also, you can see a huge stone ruin in the distance. You find the stone halls of several clans of stoneworkers. They have been abandoned. They took up the miserable life of the refugee after the raiders began to attack in number. The buildings are empty except for a few lonely bits of furniture. Okay. As barren as the heights of the Daga are, some madmen decided to build a city up here. Its ruins are old. There are remnants of a wall and the crumbling shells of buildings made of carefully carved marble and granite. You doubt anyone has lived here in earnest for centuries. Now it is a comfortable hiding place for wild beasts, also Dagan workers. There are huge holes in the walls, where the downward folk have pulled out blocks of stone and carted them downhill to be used in new construction. Yes, we heard about that, of course. I'm not going to enter quite yet, though. There are some people wandering about. Can we go through here? Nope. No reason to assume that those are friendly, really. What's it say here? Ouachita Mountain North and Worm's Teeth. I don't know that we heard about Ouachita Mountain, but that might be up there. It's surprising that we don't actually have a quest for that place yet. There is a group of warriors wandering the wastes. When they see you, they turn and run toward you. You've been spotted by a raider patrol. Oh, okay. So I guess if Ouachita Mountain is there and raiders are patrolling the streets, maybe, just throwing out a wild guess here, that might be where those raiders, the raiders, are hiding. The ones we're actually looking for. Lethal Avenger. If we walk here and then charge from here, okay, that put us there. That's what I was hoping for, because now we should be able to place a fireball here. Like, well, I guess it doesn't really matter much. Ooh, oh, that was some nice damage in there. Some nice hits. I guess we'll finish off this guy. Okay. Taking some damage here, nothing too bad quite yet. Walk north. Do that. Wow, this guy is not taking any damage. What the heck? I guess he, mostly because he avoided the fireball damage, but... Huh. 25 physical armor. It's not nothing. I guess you can go there and try that again. Alright. He's blessed. Spell shield. Spell shield. Okay, well, in that case, just attack that guy. Oh, honestly, I kind of forgot about that one. Evasion. Come on, hit. Thank you. Should have probably healed. Okay, we blocked the damage though. Nice. Yeah, they're all evading as well. Okay, but we hit. That's all that counts. Please hit. Okay, thank you. It's not gonna die from the bleeding damage, probably. There, heal, battle magic, battle medic rather. Okay, and we did hit that one. Nice. Okay. Too bad that deals damage, because otherwise that would have been pretty convenient. I mean, we are taking 10 damage from a stack of bleeding. No, just walk. It's fine. Ooh. Almost enough. There. Drink one potion. You search the dead raiders, but you don't find any interesting information or treasures. Oh well. So that was just pointless, unfortunately. Well, that's okay. Is there anything over here? Well, that leads to the Larkon Ruins. What was that place all about? The Larkon Ruins. Captain Azucena helps organize the defenses of Asker Keep in the Lodaga. Alas, she doesn't have the forces to deal with an ongoing situation in the nearby Larkon Ruins. A band of thugs and criminals in question A band of thugs and criminals in question are hiding in the ruins to the west. They should be driven out. Okay. Well, obviously it's been a while since we actually got that quest, so I really don't remember what exactly or why exactly we want to reclaim that place all the way out there. I'm sure it's somehow important. The land to the west is almost totally desolate. There are a few patches of struggling trees and cactus, but wildlife is almost entirely absent. You can see no clan houses anywhere. There are a lot of bleached bones poking out of the sand. You poke at them with the toe of your boot. They are from beasts, killed a long time ago. Okay. These are not the ruins, I guess. And there's also no mention of them, of these ruins whatsoever, which is kind of weird. Those are skeletons. Okay. There's the Laracon ruins. I'm not going to head in there quite yet. Oh. And I ended up running into these guys. Even though I wasn't really planning to, but that's okay. What level are these? Level 13. Okay. I should have buffed, just to make this go a little bit faster. But it's okay. Fireball. Nice. Very good. Step forward, even though it didn't really need to. Okay. At this point it seems like a waste. Okay. Taking some damage. Okay, some more damage. Yeah, these sapphire skeletons kinda need to die. Do a heavy blow. Okay. Step forward, even though I really didn't need to. We are in range. Oh, that was not great healing. 26 and 27 for the ones who needed it the most. Take out the skeleton, perhaps. Okay, good. 6 damage. No damage whatsoever. That's obviously ideal. Nice crit. Okay. Not seeing any cleaves. Oh well. Do a group heal again? Maybe. Okay, slightly better. And we got some of that energy back. Okay. Could have been worse, I guess. Save. Those more skeletons? Wondering? Actually? No, those are just... Maybe they are, actually. I guess a mix of people, maybe zombies and skeletons. Suppose we're gonna find out eventually that the Laracon ruins are actually somehow infested with undead for some reason or another, not just thugs and criminals. Oh. What is this place? You find a band of young Rokash hunters. They were out hunting for big game, hoping to win some glory for themselves, and they found themselves outmatched. They stand in the middle of a crude campsite, surrounded by enormous reptiles. The lizards are closing in from all sides, hoping for some welcome variety in their diet. When the Row warriors see you, they debate whether to ask for help. It would be shameful, after all. Then they decide that death isn't a better option. They shout for you to come help them. Well, obviously, you would have helped them anyway. You barge through the circle of massive reptiles and join the young Row. The presence of extra prey thrills the lizards. They attack immediately. Okay, we are not fighting alone, though. That's good. They are actually helping us here. Could rush forward, but I'm just gonna make my way over that way, okay? What is that thing? Emerald salamander. Massive war lizards. Okay, we actually got 2 or 3 of those. Never mind. Okay, we can finally do this. Getting everyone, including our new allies, our temporary allies. Unfortunately, because of these snakes, I can't really get much closer to those enemies. Yeah, that's not not really worth it, is it? One more step north and I could get all of these enemies. But as it is, I guess I'm just going to... I don't know, these serpents are annoying. Let's just kill them. Ooh. Okay. Pretty powerful cleave there. That's critical. That lizard might be dying. I guess I'm not gonna heal quite yet. Take out that serpent. Oh, spell shield. Thank you. Wow. Very nice. And it definitely seems like they're prioritizing buffing us as opposed to their own people, which is unexpected, but welcome. Can we... yeah, I guess we can get all of those up there. Indeed. Very nice. Alright. I'll do another brutal blow. And another one, I suppose. That should be it for that lizard. Okay, they're buffing each other as well. No healing strictly necessary quite yet, so... kill that serpent, and we got more summoned, of course. Alright, awesome. Some poison on those for good measure. Okay. Huh. I'm really surprised that they prioritize buffing us before they buff themselves. Certainly unexpected. Okay, this one is not gonna die from poison alone, so let's take it out. This one's very close to death. Ooh, cleave. Not so bad though. That one died. Okay, let's cast a shock perhaps. Nice, that was enough to kill it. What I was hoping for, of course. These guys are pretty tough. But I guess maybe they would have been outnumbered without our support. Yeah. Just walk. Shoot the wall lizard. Nice crit. I like it. Don't like all these summoned snakes. They're just, you know, wasting our time a lot. Ooh, nice one. Oh, what's that? That's a new one. They can breathe poison as well. Can I walk around 3, 4, 5? No, not really. Well, I guess we can do this. Yeah, not bad. Not bad at all. Okay. Slowed? Oh, that might, no, never mind. It got its turn. Okay. And it's dead. That was not so bad. I'm going to heal everyone to show my gratitude, I suppose. And also because, obviously, we needed some healing. Now that the lizards are dead, the row warriors bandage their wounds and flee south to the safe haven of Atsay. They are poor men, hoping to win some needed glory in this expedition. Though they can't pay you for help, they promise that they will spread tales of your bold deed. Okay. You'd think that they would keep quiet about it because, you know, they considered it shameful to have needed help in the first place. But I guess they are honorable enough to, you know, mention, to give us our due, I suppose. To pay us our due respects. Save that. Where are those giant scorpions that I was actually trying to... hoping to find? Ah, maybe here. You're entering a scorpion territory. Okay, you see the tracks and nests of the creatures everywhere, punctuated by the occasional shed carapace. What you don't see are the actual scorpions. They're here somewhere. Yep, definitely are. Okay. I mean, it's a bit of a longer episode, but... oh, wait. Okay. Here? Yeah. I'm gonna finish this one. You hear a few clicks around you, barely audible over the wind. Turning back, you are unsurprised to see scorpions. They have emerged from hiding places in the sand and are stalking you, hoping to corner you in the fields of boulders. Oh boy, that's a lot of them. Okay. Rather than let them corner us, we're just gonna go ahead and be proactive about this. Oh, sure. Shoot that one? Nope. Unfortunately, just a little bit too far away. We do have some nice open territory, though, which means that they're not gonna, you know, spread out. It begins. Is it even worth curing poison? I suppose it is. Okay, evaded. Now, unfortunately, he has his bow out, but that's okay. And the really good news is that they positioned themselves perfectly to get almost all of them with a very satisfying fireball. Very good. Okay, vulnerable, but at least not poisoned yet. Come on. Wow. Really? At least we resisted the poison, but that last hit was pretty heavy. Okay. I should get all of these without moving, which is good because I couldn't have moved after switching weapons. Evaded. Good. Why don't you take out that one? I probably should have attacked... Yeah, taken out that barbed scorpion. You know what? Just kill that one. I don't know if this is gonna be enough to kill it. No. Yeah, I was afraid that his attack would probably not quite be enough. But that's fine. Slowed. Okay, still got an attack, but missed. I might as well drink your potion now for 16. Okay, that is now officially the worst potion I've ever used. It's okay though. We're still doing fine. Save the game. Wait one turn to get some energy back. And now we got some actually giant scorpions, as we were promised. We're also still buffed. That's nice. So while debuffs get removed between overworld combats, buffs do not. Surprisingly generous, to be honest. Okay. Not poisoned yet. Obviously, we're gonna throw a fireball pretty soon here. The question is, do I try to kill this one off so I can focus on the ones further south, or do I include this one in the fireball anyway? No, I think I might not. I really hope this one's gonna die from bleeding. It's probably not, though. That is a bit unfortunate. Oh well. Okay, finally. Time for fireballing. Yeah, sure, that should be good enough. Oh, nice. We did get that one. One of the poisonous ones. Kill it, maybe? Thank you. Brutal blow, and bleeding, and healing strike. Nice. Okay. Actually, take a step south, and whirlwind. Very good, very good. Kill it. 2 stacks of bleeding. It's probably gonna die. Yeah, there we go. 18. So that's 9 stacks of bleeding. On these guys, at least. Good to know. That scorpion is trying something. Okay. Looked like I was maybe trying to get around to the back to Ray. But I guess it changed its mind. Okay, those... Oh, it ran? Okay. Fine by me. Heavy blow. Finish it off. No cleave, unfortunately. Because it just never happens, despite it supposedly 25% chance, but oh well. And there we go. Awesome. That was not so bad at all. Energy is looking fine, honestly. In fact, I'm going to do another heal, like that. Save again. And just deal with the rest of the scorpions. Unless there's gonna be some sort of final encounter against the actual Scorpion King. The Scorpion King. I don't know, maybe not that Scorpion King. Now this is not an ideal arena, unfortunately. She definitely can't get far enough south to attack this large cluster of scorpions, and they are gonna just separate. Unless we move as far over to one side of the battlefield as we can to hopefully make them all gather on one side. I could also reload, actually, because these, arenas for outdoors encounters are, I think, always randomized to an extent. Oh, that was... yeah, that's chip. Okay, never mind. Yeah, kill this one, I guess. Okay, it's kind of working. To an extent. Not really working that well, to be honest. Cleave? No cleave. Okay. Evade it. And not poisoned. Good. So far, so good. Okay. Is a fireball worth it? Not really. I could get 5 of them. Possibly even kill one. Sure. Okay. Didn't quite kill it. But close enough. Should have attacked this one for the chance to cleave, but didn't. Oh well. Critical for 4. I'm okay with that. 49. A crit would kill it, but I can't rely on that, of course. This one's not gonna die, so yeah. That would not have been enough to kill this one, so good decision, I guess. Okay, this is... yeah. A good use of a poison rain. Heavy blow. 50? We can just kill him like that. Check the barbed scorpion. And with any luck, these are not gonna reach us before we can kill them. Well, maybe this is gonna get another move, but it wasted it. Pretty sure it could have attacked. Alright. No problem. Ah, there are the real scorpions. I might just not have looked up there. They might have been there all along. But either way, it's good we dealt with them, I suppose. An enormous scorpion rises out of the sand. Then another and another, gravel and debris sliding off their enormous carapaces as they rise to meet you. These things are a genuine menace, the sort of prey a true hunter of the Rokash dreams of finding. Defeating them should win you some glory. Okay. Gray scorpion, plated scorpion... Alright. Okay, these have some evasion, but not too bad. Obviously, we just gonna have to start somewhere. So we do start with the nearest one. Hope that they don't spread out too much. In fact, I'm hoping that they will gather a little bit more. Okay, I guess they did. resisting poison so far. Okay, get all of those, or all of these? I guess I'm gonna focus on one side, basically. Like so. Ah, poison rain. That's a bit annoying, but oh well. Okay, more of that. It's fine though, we have plenty of mana to do some group healing. Okay, so this Scorpion unfortunately did not quite die. It's not even gonna die from the stack of bleeding it already has. So I'm gonna go head over here, do this. You're gonna do a heavy blow against this Scorpion, very nice damage. Okay. Ooh, this one, I guess it's not running, it just couldn't find a way. Guess I'll get 4 of them. Sure, might as well. This one's almost dead. You're actually gonna do some Restoring Rain. And we get immediately poisoned again. And crit for good matter, for good measure, and then bled. Wonderful. Okay. Run away. More poison, more damage. Oof. Step over there. More whirlwinds. Another one down. Actually, do that as well. Okay. Stop it. We are hasted. They are not. Well, most of them aren't. Feels like they're getting way more actions than they should, but, you know, it's fine. You have plenty of mana. For now. And you get to actually finish off a Scorpion. Awesome. Okay. Haste. Critical for 16. Could be worse. Oof. Okay. And they are not actually hitting their own allies with Poison Rain. Which is interesting. Definitely seen some enemies use area spells that were affecting their allies. Or their own summons, even. Okay, that was not amazing. I don't know why I didn't Whirlwind. As I literally always do. Okay. Definitely should have, but it's fine. Okay, that's not fine. Stop it. Stop it. Don't do it. Oh no! What? 27 damage from what? Was that poison damage? Or bleeding? That must have been multiple stacks of poison doing work. Oh, that sucks so much. Okay, I'm not gonna reload quite yet. Oh, she's completely out of mana. That's fine. Kill the one that's hasted. That one's also hasted. Don't. Okay. Oh, hey, he even got his free turn. 76. Just kill it? Well, okay, almost kill it. I guess the bleeding is gonna do the rest. Of course, more Poison Rain. No! Please. Stop it. Finish off that Scorpion, maybe? Okay, good. Well, good thing that was a crit, or else that might not have been enough, actually. It's poisoned and bleeding, so it is actually gonna die. However... you know what? I'm gonna rush, just so I can actually attack this one. I guess I really didn't need to do that. Of course, I could have just done Whirlwind. It's fine. Step away from it for what it's worth. Unfortunately, it wasn't worth anything because it got its turn. Just in time. Oh boy. That was, yeah. Unfortunately, took a turn for the worse at some point. But we should have done it no matter what. The Scorpions have been defeated. You have the remains. You leave the remains to the wind and sand. Hopefully your nomads for decades to come will find the carapaces and wonder what amazing heroes achieved this victory. Well, they won't have to worry or to wonder because... Oh, thanks for opening that for us, I guess. Because obviously everyone's going to hear the tale. Those might actually be enemies. They probably are, in fact. I think I could have... I almost screwed myself by just randomly wandering into them. Carelessly, even. Okay. Well, we finished the quest. We are in very bad shape, but that's okay. We can lick our wounds and collect our reward next time, I suppose. Because, yeah, hour and a half. Of course, it's one of those episodes. Well, yeah, without further ado, I suppose, thank you very much for watching, as always. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and I shall see you real soon. Bye-bye.